hope you're all having an awesome, rockin' fun, amazing, spectacular, lovely day. Or should I say, spooky, scary skeleton day, because it's Halloween. If you couldn't tell, because I don't usually look like this. Well, it is Halloween finally. Time for spooky times. I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on this costume. Honestly, it's been a roller coaster. It was supposed to be Wendy Addams because like the Wendy's logo, the freckles and the wig and the bow and the hair, and then the Wednesday Addams with pretty much everything else, but it looks like a lot of different things. So if you just want to look spooky on a spooky day, you came to the right place. Let's get into the tutorial. You see that pumpkin? It's Halloween. You see those leaves? It's fall, so I'm not really a beauty guru, so please don't judge me too hard. I can put on makeup, I'll say that. Does it look good? Who's to say, you know? Story time. So this year for Halloween, I didn't really know what to be, and I had a red wig, and I was just like, I don't know what I can do with it. I found these cute shoes that are like kind of schoolgirl, like black heel things, and I saw them and I was like, wait a minute, Wednesday Addams, the Wendy's logo, Wendy Addams. Yeah, so I went as Wendy Addams, and pretty much no one got it. Alright, I have to turn on this light because it's gross, I know, everyone please. And you see every gross part of my face. Our dorm is haunted also, by the way. So if you hear noises, it's either people in the hall or ghosts. They call them the shuffler, isn't that fun? I'm gonna push my hair back just so it's not in the way. Actually going as a cat, everyone, got you. That was a lot, I'm sorry. Please, I hope you're still here. Okay, so first things first. We have to glue down our brows, and I'm no drag queen. I'm no drag queen. I'm no special effects artist. I'm no makeup artist. I just followed tutorials. I did it, and surprisingly, they didn't fall apart, so, and I still have my eyebrows. And you at least have your eyebrows after this. I promise you that. Well, they look good. So first thing, you're gonna wanna brush through your brows, just to make sure they're all not tangled. So you want to grab a washable glue stick. Usually Elmer's is good. They do good stuff. They're known for glue. So we're going to glue. So you just want to start gluing them down. And I just kind of brush up the first ones, and then for the rest of the brow, I just follow along with it. And you will lose a couple hairs in the process. You just want to get a hefty amount on there, because your first base, I found, is like, you gotta have it good, or else when you put on more and more layers, it's gonna be completely a mess. So I'm gonna move on to the next brow now. Alright, another tip, when your hair starts to come out because you're brushing, it be like that sometimes, okay? Just make sure to get them out before the glue dries, or else they're gonna be there. I don't know if you can see it, but I got a little boy right there. Can't get them out now because it's dry, so yeah. I'm gonna do about 4 to 6 layers of glue, so I'll do that and I'll be right back. One of your biggest assets will be a fan in this process. Okay, so I put on 6 layers of glue, and I know I said 4 to 6, but honestly the more you put on, the better it will like stay throughout the night. So just judge it for yourself. To me, 6 seems sufficient. Just be careful if you do go more and more and more. Sometimes the glue gets harder to dry, and so it'll start getting like sticky on the edges, and it will create ripples, and you don't want that. You don't want ripples, so be careful of that. But again, the more you add, longer it'll stay. And another thing to help with the ripples is, I saw this on Pearl Liaison's drag makeup tutorial. So you get a cup of water, and you just dip your finger in, and you just go along the edges of the glue, but not like on your hair, just where the glue got on your skin. Water just helps kind of dissolve the glue a little bit, so it makes it smoother, and then you just dry it again. Okay, so I promise that was probably the most tedious part of the process. So now that our brows are glued down, it's time to apply primer. Even if it's just like a psychological thing, I still put it on. You don't have to if you don't want to. You know what? This is just like a do what you want kind of tutorial. If you don't want to put it on, don't put it on. If you do, go for it, you know? I don't know if you guys want me to show what products I'm using, but this is the NYX Honeydew Primer. Do me up, buttercup. Primer. And I don't know if you're supposed to put primer on before you glue your brows down or not, but we're going for it after. I just tried to avoid the glue part with the primer because we already watered it and I'm afraid it's gonna like come up, you know? Okay, we're primed up and ready. So now we put on powder. Again, not sponsored by NYX, but it's the HD finishing powder. So I just use like a little beauty blender kind of thing and then you just dab it on like so. And you do this so that if there's any tackiness still there, it's dried up and it like kind of gets in the creases of the hairs in case there are any creases still, and it just fills it in kind of. So I'm told. So now that we got all that product on there, I just brush it off like so. I usually color correct. I know people usually don't. Sometimes they do on their brows. I do because mine are kind of thickums and they're kind of dark. So, and what I've been using for concealer has been like matte lipstick. That's kind of, it's like pink-ish. It doesn't really color correct that much even, so I don't know why I use it. But I just use it because it makes me feel better. I'm using bleached from Lime Crime. I don't think it's meant to be used this way, but we're going for it. So I just kind of fill it in where the brow is, and I don't try to go outside of it because it is a lot of product. And if you go outside of it, when you put down the foundation, you're going to see pink, most likely. So I try to just go on the eyebrow part, and I just let it dry more. Now, when I think it's dry, I just take a beauty blender. I kind of just use the tip from the other one, and I just go over it real quick just to make sure it's all blended. It's okay if a little bit gets on your skin during this part, but it shouldn't because it should be dry, but if it does, it's okay. It's time for foundation, and I'm using Tarte in the shade Fair Sand because I want to look light for this look, and this was like their second to lightest, and I got their second to lightest foundation because if you want to contour more with concealer, you can by getting their lightest shade. So I just take like a heaping glob of it, and we just start putting it on right over the brow, and she's gone. Now we're gonna blend it out, so it's not gonna look that covered. Even though you color correct, they're still there. And we love the lighting just flickering. Nosferatu. I'm sure beauty gurus are not looking at this, but if they were, they would be screaming right now. Like my pores. And then I kind of just blend it out with a damp beauty blender. We love our damp beauty blenders here in the beauty community. You see, there she is. She's still there, my brow. Even though we color corrected her, she's still there. And you know, you want to cover that large forehead of yours. And I'm just doing the top half of my face right now to avoid fallout damage. And I'm going to bring it onto my nose too, but I avoid the, like here, because that's where the eye makeup will fall, if it's going to fall. Oh shoot. I forgot to put on primer on my eyelids. See, I know it looks like my eyebrows aren't covered, and we'll work on that. I promise. They won't be covered by the end of this video. I promise. Please do not do this in the order that I just did it. But you know, when you're applying your primer, it makes sense to apply your eye primer, which I didn't do. Such a good first tutorial. So now that we averted the crisis, time for a new crisis called eyebrows. I'm gonna go for black eyebrows because it's a dark black and white look. I'm just gonna powder my forehead real quick. For the eyebrows, you'll need an angled brush and gray matte eyeshadow. Doesn't matter what brand, just as long as it's gray and matte. because if it's shiny, these brows will not look like brows. We're using gray first to give the eyebrows an ombre, to look a little bit more natural. They're not going to look that natural, but look a little bit more natural because all eyebrows are not just blocks on your forehead. I'm not good at eyebrows because I don't do makeup that often, but I like doing it for special events like this. I'm just going to take it, tap it, and we're going to draw a shape that's kind of like, woo. Look how gross my forehead and cakey it looks. You're going to be cakey, it's fine, it happens. So I kind of just did a downward part, but I cut off the corner of my brow. So that's what you're going to do on both sides. I'm just doing like a kind of basic shaped eyebrow, but you know, if you want to get creative and do like some wiggles or like the wiggle. Oh my gosh, it looks so bad. So I went for like a 1920s or 1990s look. That's your bottom of the eyebrow right now. So now I'm gonna do a top row using gray eyeshadow again. So for my second line, as you can tell, I started a little bit back. So that's the tip of the bottom line, and then that's the tip of the top line. I think I'm gonna try and go for more of a downward shaped eyebrow than just a block eyebrow. Say it again, I'm not good at doing eyebrows, so I don't even know why I'm doing a tutorial on my eyebrows, because I don't think you should follow them, but if you'd like to, they're here for you, and they'd love your support. And now we're just gonna fill it in with gray, and then kind of when you get towards the front, fill it in that way. So you get more of a lighter gray towards the front. I kind of am just making it more of a pointed, angled brow instead of, like I said, instead of that blocky brow, we're kind of going for a more of an angled brow. Okay, so this is what we're working with. So now that we've filled in our gray brows, we need to give them some definition using black of some sort. I usually use a gel black eyeliner pot. Again, this is NYX because we love. I'm gonna do that on just the tail end of it, and then I fade it into the gray using another angled brush. I'm just gonna take it, put it in the black eyeliner pot, and then I'm gonna put it along like from here to there, like all the way till the end. I fill it about 2/3 and then leave the first third free. I goofed up there, but it's okay. Concealer, like I said. So I'm just gonna do that on the other brow real quick. I goofed up again, as you can see. But a little tip to help with the ombre part is going like that, how we did with the front, and just going like that. Oh, I think I screwed up again with the black. But again, if that doesn't work, what I do is usually use a dark gray or a black, but not too dark eyeshadow, and kind of just blend it out. I don't even know when I got this, but I'm using this palette. I use expired makeup all the time. So I kind of use a middle ground, dark gray, black color to blend it out. I'm going to use the angle brush that we use for our gray eyeliner, just so it's more precise. I'm going to dip in the gray from this palette and try and blend it out. So we blended out our brows. We got them down. Hard part, it's mostly over. For me, eyebrows are really hard. So you guys might be already done with this, but I'm just so bad at them. Like, it's so bad. It's so bad. Time to conceal. I got Porcelain Beige, which is their lightest concealer color, and then Fair Sand was the second lightest, so I got that in foundation. We got Porcelain Beige in concealer. Just clean up the edges, go underneath the brow, go above it. So I'm just going to take one of these brushes. I don't know what they're called. Are they called a concealer brush? I don't know. But we're going to take one of these and put it on our face. Listen, I know it's a lot of concealer. Okay, so I blended out the top part and the middle, but I'm not going to blend out the bottom except down near my eye, because a lot of the concealer will, you know, fade if you blend it, so it's going to reveal your eyebrow. I just let it dry, and it seems to work for me. I add some concealer on my eye just to make it a good base. Yeah, then I just blend that out. Also, when you blend the top of your eyebrow, you want to use a pokey boy like this to get it like really nice and sharp without actually touching your eyebrow or the black eyebrow, because that black will get in your beauty blender, and then as soon as you go to blend, it will get everywhere, and you don't want that. So yeah, I'm gonna go do the other eyebrow, and I'll be back. As you can see, much more coverage. My eyebrows are pretty much gone. They're still, you can still see them a little bit, but for the most part, they're gone. Your actual eyebrows, they will start to get gross, and you will see like little lines. Even if you put on a ton of glue, it's bound to happen. It's okay. As long as they're not like coming all out of the glue, you should be okay. I just get powder on there, and then I just pat it. Literally, you're gonna go over your eyebrow. Over the eyebrow you just drew on. You're gonna put it on your eyelid, where you put the concealer, your nose, where you put the foundation, your other eyebrow, where you put the concealer, literally everywhere. And now it's the fun part, my favorite, which is eyeshadow. It goes really quickly from to here, except when we have to do the wing. That can get a little tedious, but honestly, people like aren't looking at how sharp your makeup is, because the overall look will be so drastic that people won't be like, oh, your wing isn't correctly at the 70-degree angle. Again, I've had this forever, but I'm using the Naked palette. So I'm just using a fluffy brush. I'm just gonna go to the shade Naked right there and start to shape out your eye shape pretty much. So I'm gonna basically kind of start where my crease starts, right underneath my eyebrow, like right there. And I'm just gonna go to like right there, like that, into my nose kind of. And then I blend it out over my eyebrow. The only part I'm leaving on my actual eyebrow is right there. So you're basically going over your entire eyebrow once you start going down there. And you can even, if you want, go up more towards your drawn on eyebrow to give it more of a circular shape. It's up to you though, wherever you want it. And then I kind of just draw like a line to the corner of my eye. So that's the shape we're kind of working with right now. And honestly, you don't even have to use Naked. You could use any light brown you have. Just use a light brown. It's best to make it more circular to match your drawn on eyebrow, so it doesn't look too much like a wave like your actual eyebrow. So now that we got that done, I'm gonna take another brush. This one's still fluffy, but it's a little bit more condensed. I don't know the word, but it's more together than the other one. And I'm gonna go back into this palette. We're gonna go into right there, Buck. We're gonna go into Buck. Basically, it doesn't have to be Buck either. It can just be any dark brown. Just use any dark brown. And we're gonna go like right where that line is. We're gonna just keep adding color, making like going in. We're doing like a shadowy effect. And you don't want to go like right up to there, but you can like overlap a little bit to give it some nice like layering. Fine, and then draw it in together towards the nose. So that's it for the browns. As you can see, it's kind of like a rounded and then into the bottom of your eye kind of thing. And now we're gonna put on some gray eyeshadow. Again, any gray eyeshadow you have. I'm using that same L'Oreal palette again, just using the gray in there that we used for the eyebrow. So I'm grabbing a fluffy brush, a tinier fluffy brush that's a little bit more condensed again, and then I'm dipping into this gray right here. We're gonna just put it at like the base of the brown you just put on, and still tie it into your corner here. You can even bring it up a little bit more too, like right there as well. So there's the one eye. So now I'm gonna take, this probably isn't the right brush to use, but I'm still gonna use it. It's more of a flatter, like fluffy concealer brush, but like still kind of fluffy and big. And we're gonna just dip into the black that's on this palette right there. Again, use whatever black you want. It doesn't have to be from this palette. You're just gonna go pretty much at the base of this entire outline that you created. Okay, so here's what we're working with right now. If it's not blended to your liking, just take a clean fluffy brush and like blend it out like there, like to your, like not to your eyebrow, but like up top. Do it on the same side, you know, just blend it out if it's not to your liking. Just wipe away any fallout you have. So I'm gonna take my thing again and just put it all over the same foundation. Since we put a lot on up top, we have to put a lot on the bottom to get the same color. And we're also gonna bring it down into our neck. And also you wanna get your ears, and since this is open for me, you also wanna get that so it doesn't just look like abrupt, like change of skin color. So now that we look dead, we're gonna put some powder just everywhere you just put foundation, just to let it set. So now that we're set and ready to go, we're gonna put some concealer right there where there's open space, just to give it more definition. As long as you didn't get this dirty, you could use the same concealer brush that you use to conceal your eyebrows. As long as you didn't get any black eyeliner on it, you can use it. But just for safety, I'm just gonna use a new one that's a little bit fluffier, but still a concealer brush, Aggies. And now we're just basically gonna cut this out. We're gonna make a bit of a swish motion and then come under our eye and then go up to about halfway of our eye. I'm gonna do it and then show it to you guys. I skipped a step again. We're gonna conceal our pain of not doing this correctly. I'm so sorry. If I would have done this before I said, the powder wouldn't be sticking and you wouldn't get issues like that. Okay, now back to what we were doing. So I'm gonna show you what I did. So basically, I cut out the eye like so, filled it in, and then I just brought my brush around the corner of my eye and then swiped it up to like about halfway of my eye. Okay, so now we're gonna take that palette I've had for years and make the beauty community even more mad by using one of these boys. We're gonna go into the farthest right white and get some on your thing. Forget what this is called. And then you're basically just gonna fill in where you just put concealer. And you gotta kind of do it while your concealer's still wet, or else it's gonna, like, it won't look as bright and white. So now we're gonna use, I'm gonna use that same brush I used for the black and just take that dark gray kind of color and just blend out that white into the black. Okay, so now that we got that, we're gonna just add some more shadow underneath here. So using the same brushes that you did earlier, just reapply the same steps. With this fluffy brush, we're gonna apply the light brown color again, or the Naked color from the Naked palette. I'm not using smaller brushes because you want your eye to be really big. So using the same size brush will actually give a better effect for you. So that's why I'm still using it. It kind of also follows your natural eye socket kind of shape underneath. So it's nice to just follow that little pocket with the brush. It helps a lot. So now I'm going to take the dark brown color again on that same brush and get the buck and just apply it down there. Now we're going to take the gray brush and put some gray under there using the L'Oreal palette thing. Just use a gray color. It doesn't have to be exactly this palette. And now we're just going to take that flat, fluffier brush again and get some black. The black color should not go further than that brown like we did on the top. It should be just more of a defining line kind of deal. So here's what we're working with right now. As you can see, it creates like a nice defining moment, and I did go a little bit more on this side than that side, so it's okay. Now we're gonna scream because we're doing eyeliner next. For eyeliner, you can either use a marker or a little like liquid ink with the little brush moment. It's up to you, whatever you want. But we're just gonna be drawing on a freaking big wing. And what I do is I kind of just follow the way the eyeshadow's going and then just all the way down into the inner corner. It's gonna be huge, but go big or go home. So we're gonna be taking the tip of that wing and basically just doing a big triangle all the way to our inner corner. And we're gonna be creating a nice little triangle in our inner corner too. As you can see, it's smearing. It's okay, it happens. What you wanna do though, after you're done applying your eyeliner, is pack on some black eyeshadow to avoid lots of smearing. If smearing does happen like it is for me, just use one of the many concealer brushes you've been using and just add some concealer to it, cover up where it's smeared, and add more of the white powder. It's okay if they look bad because you're going to be adding on lashes, and the lashes make them look so much better. I think we should contour next. It doesn't really matter when you contour, but for some reason I waited till now to contour. Like most things in this video, we're going out of order. What I'm gonna do is just grab that matte gray from earlier. You have to make sure it's matte or else it's gonna look not okay, okay? I think of this as a contour brush, but I've seen other people not use this as a contour brush, so now it's time to just start contouring. I realized that without the light, you might be able to see me better, and I could have filmed it like that. I do like a horseshoe kind of shape. I also just lightly dust my jawline. If you even want to go more drastic, you can use black. I'm using this like little brush, but it has a little point to it. You're gonna just take the little inner corner eyeshadow that we had and just draw that out into your nose contour. Basically, here's what I did. We're gonna blend it, don't worry. I know it looks like something else. The light was to help me see, just so we're all clear. Now, up to the eyes because I keep forgetting things. I'm just gonna take this white NYX eyeliner jumbo eye pencil crayon thing. I put it like right underneath the eyebrow on each side just to give it more highlight. But like right in between the eyebrow and where your light brown shadow starts. So what you want to do is just grab a brush that's kind of harder. This one's kind of like really condensed and packed. And then you just kind of blend it out. Now we're going to do highlight. A part that every YouTuber just really loves. What I do is I usually set it first and then apply the eyeshadow because it's like wet and it sticks better. I'm going to use NYX Love You So Mochi. And I'm gonna just use the whitest shade I have. So just basically find any highlight that's like super white. I'm using this brush. You can use whatever brush you want. It's highlight. Make sure to get above your new brow to give more of that illusion. I'm gonna take this really tiny brush and then just highlight the bridge of my nose. YouTuber, we love highlight, okay. So we're actually not gonna put any highlight on the top of your lip because we're gonna be drawing on new lips, so you don't need that. Oh my gosh, I'm such a bad tutorialer. Okay, so before we do lips, we're actually gonna put on just our lower eyeliner. I'm so sorry, everyone. For the eyeliner and our lower lash line, I'm gonna use a white pencil again. Again, it's NYX. And basically, wherever there was white, put the white liner, and then wherever there's black on my lower lash line, which is basically this outer like third, I'm gonna put black eyeliner. I'm so bad at this. Okay, before we do lips, we're gonna add on our red freckles because we want to be Wendy, right? From, if anyone remembers what this tutorial actually is. So I'm just using a NYX again lip pencil in the shade red. Wow. This is also a really good trick if you want to look like you have chicken pox. Now, finally for lips. So I'm just gonna take that same black eyeliner that we used earlier for our little outer corner thing, and I'm just gonna draw on new lips. So I'm gonna make them pointed and then also a little bit of a point at the corner to really accentuate the detail. So I just drew 2 lines right there. Those are gonna be our corners. And from that corner we're gonna go up, make a point, go down into the middle, then same thing on the other side. Oh, wee. So now, if you want to continue with this tutorial at this point, I don't even know if you want to do. For right now, we're gonna go from our actual like side of our lip, and then just slightly underneath it, come back up to the other side. So now that we did that, I'm gonna connect the corner to the bottom line, and I'm just gonna grab a matte black lipstick. This one is not NYX, it's Smashbox. Wow. So I'm just gonna take that and fill it in. I love drawing on corners. It exaggerates it so much and I love it. So if you screwed up, like I of course did, right there, concealer, you know the drill, okay? I'm sad. So now we're almost finished. We do one more spritz of setting spray, and now it's time for lashes. Literally final stretch, home run. Now I know a lot of people like to put on their false lashes and then put on mascara, but for me, I like putting it on first and then putting on fake lashes. I know it irritates a lot of people, but for me, it just works better. Okay, so for lower lash line though, we put the mascara in the outer corner lashes only. Because if you put mascara up here, it's gonna cover the white and then you're not gonna have the illusion of your eyes being bigger. So only do it on the outer corner part. And you can even go out at a diagonal on your hair so that it's only getting the tips of a couple of the ones out here. So for lashes, I know everyone uses the 301s for drag looks, but I got the Eyelure Jasmine Brown crossover in dramatic. If you can't even read it, that's great. Okay. For lash glue, I always use the Duo lash glue. So I'm just applying it to the lash like so. And I didn't even cut these because I figured if you want the big dramatic eye look, you don't really have to cut them. You can also layer your lashes. I don't have time for that, so I'm not going to do it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to apply it in the inner corner and then just let it follow your regular eye shape. So I applied it right in the inner corner part in the inner corner, and then right where my actual eye starts creasing, that's where I put the rest of the lash. Okay, time for our lower lash line. I'm just using these Kiss ones that are really tiny. Come say hi, Shay. Hello. Hello. Oh, there she blows. I'm just gonna put these lashes on my lower lash line and I'll be back. Okay guys, so I put on the lower lashes. That stupid light again. So I reversed it, flip it and reverse it. Is it worth it though? The bigger part of the lash is down this way and then the thinner part is down there. So you take the lash and then just like rotate it and then flip it around. And then you just glue it on upside down kind of, so the curls are going outward like that instead of like upward, they're going downward. And it creates like a lower lash line effect, and then the bigger ones create the upper lash line effect. So yeah, I think we're all done now. We finally did it, so I'm gonna get into the rest of my costume and show you it all. Alright, okay guys, so here's my costume. Again, I don't know if you can even tell that it's Wendy, Addams, but you know what, you can go as whatever. It could be like Annabelle or that. The shuffler's back. Like I said, it could be anything. A haunted pilgrim. We love that. That's really good costume this year, I heard. Okay, so here's the full costume. We got a red wig. I got it from Hot Topic. I got the bows from Claire's. We got this collar on Etsy. Duct tape from CVS. I think the dress was from Nordstrom. And then these are the shoes I was talking about. They're from Dollskill. I forget, I think they're called like patent shoes or something, but they're really cool. This whole outfit came together because of those shoes and this wig. You can't freaking tell what I am. So I hope you liked this tutorial on whatever the frick I am, but I hope you liked it. Happy Halloween, please be safe, and go out, get lots of candy, have fun, and do spooky things. Don't summon demons because we don't like that, we aren't about that, but I hope you have fun, and please be safe. Like I said, trick or treat, but trick or treat safely. I love you all, and I will see you another time. Happy Halloween!